Ely yung bagong, actually it's not really a new label, but ngayon lang i-launch yung offshore.
Ngayon lang yung launch.
Tell us about it, please.
The offshore started 2 years ago. And I partnered with friends. One of them is my bandmate, Pat. Another one is a businessman. Another one is another businessman. So we started out like we were 6 before. Nabawasan na yun. Now we're only 4. And we managed to sign up. Thanks, guys. Bye. We managed to sign up what I think are one of the best artists right now. Also including, of course, Itchy Worms.
Sa inyo ng Itchy Worms?
We collaborated on 2 songs for offshore music.
Paano nyo nahanap yung mga artists na na-sign nyo? Or did they come to you?
Mostly, through the grapevine, kumbaga. Yung iba, somebody would recommend them. Yung iba, like, of course, si John Lupito, matagal na namin kilala. And when nag-resurface siya, nilapitan namin siya. We would like to put out an album that you're working on. Also, the late Isabel, I've known since 2000s. I've always wanted to work with them. Sino pa ba? Yung pinaka-recent signing na namin today is this band called One Click Straight.
Yeah.
And again, we discovered them through friends.
Meron bang niche yung offshore? Like, may mga labels na specialize in rap, yung OC Records may specialize in this kind of sound. Kayo ba may gano'n?
That's an interesting question. And I often wonder myself if we would parang be a label that has like one sound, specializing in one genre. Right now, dun papunta dahil I'm not really in charge of A&R right now. It's Pat, although I do suggest to her. We do have blues, which is Jun Lupito,
Of course.
and most of the other ones are alternative. But I'm open to the possibility na totally walang boundaries yung isasign namin, genre at all. We're starting to listen to people who sent us demos, and some of them are hip-hop artists. And I think it would be great if we didn't have any genres. We just accept people, whatever kind of music they play.
Kung artist ba ako, plus or minus na malaki yung views ko or following ko sa social media to sign with you guys? Or is that relevant?
It's not the first thing that we definitely look at. We listen to the song, and then if we like it, if we like what we see, we invite them to, we go to their gigs or invite them to play live. I guess parang kasama na yun. It would be syempre an added bonus if they have followers already, but that's not a priority for us.
Paano ka as a producer? Yaman na talagang for the longest time, songwriter, vocalist ka. And now you're putting on the hat of a producer. Nahihiwalay mo na ba?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's always been, to me, I make no distinctions on myself. Even in the early days, when we were doing our demos with the Eraserheads, we were producing those demos ourselves. We were recording them ourselves. And we knew how to do stuff. And we only got naman a producer to parang just collate all those ideas para hindi sumabog yung studio sa aming apat, diba? But each and every one of us, even then, had the knowledge and the capacity to become producers. But kanya-kanyang style yun differently. Kanya-kanyang style yun definitely. Dahil ako, I tend to be the producer that just parang give suggestions or my opinions only when asked.
Talaga.
I believe in just letting the magic happen. Just providing the proper atmosphere for them to be creative, because that's the way I want to do it. I don't want to be told what to do. And as a matter of fact, Robin Rivera, the only producer I've actually worked with, didn't tell us what to do.
Talaga.
Yeah.
That's important kasi kung bagong artist and then knowing who you are, whatever you say, they take it to heart, di ba? But you practice to say things sparingly except if they ask. Diba? So that's, I guess that's being responsible in a way. You just let them be.
It's just another way of working. I know some artists, some producers na talaga down to the last note.
Yung na micromanage.
Yeah, not
Kasi, lahat ng artists ay nagre-record sa studio mo. Tama ba?
Not necessarily. Some of them have already recorded stuff. Some of them actually have their own studios. Whenever they want to record for free, of course, my studio is available. But syempre, I would prefer also for them to do it at my studio.
Tama. Kamusta yung marketing side ng label? How do you plan to promote them, knowing that things have changed, as you know? Diba?
Right now,
No records.
Yeah, it's pretty much we're self-sufficient in terms of marketing, and everything is like just a click away.
Ganun.
We're all, well, at least me and Pat are medyo tech savvy naman. We're like connected pa rin ngayon. And it's worked out pretty well for us. We didn't need to have like a team, or we need to hire anyone else to strategize for us.
Alam mo.
That's where decades of experience in the music business works for me, because parang instinctive na sa akin. At least I know what steps to take. Diba? I have to ask anyone else. Most of the time, my instincts naman are correct.
How would you assess yung local indie music scene?
It's there's a lot of talent there. The word again is self-sufficient. So I was just talking to Eric kanina, and he was saying you can just be isolated in your own world, your own niche, and survive. Because it's just nothing is parang there's no one source of anything anymore. So a band like One Click Straight can survive without the help of radio, without the help of ngayon lang sila na-expose sa old school publications. But when we found them, they were already sort of big in their own way. Scene. Yung mga kanilang scene.
Speaking of that, is radio still important to the label? Not just yours.
Yeah.
What is the role they must play now?
Radio is, well, not they an important part still, but they're just one of many
Channel.
avenues. Before it was like radio and nothing else. But now you can choose not to go through that. But they still have the power to take you to the next level. We have a working relationship with radio stations here. So we don't discount that. TV, no, not so much anymore.
Tama.
And they won't even, syempre, be interested in, the scene right now. Because they're geared towards a different kind of
Yung guest
entertainment.
performance. Wala nang ganun.
Wala nang, syempre, not as good as the old days when the bands really were the one to get for your shows.
Did you miss that time na nag-guest kayo?
TV wasn't
Really
fun for me. I really enjoy TV.
Alam mo, isa sa pinaka-paboritong kanta ko nyo ay yung Para sa Masa. Kasi yung kantang yun, naramdaman ko na parang, correct me if I'm wrong, at the time, you gave up na on trying to to level up, I don't know if I should analyze it that way.
That's exactly what I was trying to say. And now that I'm like older and looking back on that song, that's probably one of my least favorite songs. It's one of my least favorite songs because to me, listening to it now, na parang objectively, to me it sounded really parang condescending. And parang holier than thou. Parang, I'm your savior and you didn't want to be saved. It was that kind of thing na I don't believe anymore, and I think it's just too pretentious to even think about. Sorry if you like that song, but I'm embarrassed about writing that song.
I actually never thought I'd hear the day you'd say that. What
But
you just said.
You just did. And I've been wanting to say it. I'm embarrassed about that song. Even mentioning Good Lady, Sharon Caneta was very condescending. And that's because I don't blame naman myself totally for or hate myself for writing that song, because it was a very weird time for me as a person, as a musician. The whole circus of the media at that time was really starting to get to me. It was messing with my brain, and I just didn't know what to write anymore. So at that time I was parang blaming my audience for not, being in tune with what I was doing, which is not their fault. It was just the way things were. So that's why I don't like that song now. And it's probably why I will never perform
That
song.
talaga?
Yeah.
Wow. And I thought it was about setting a standard. There is a standard. You don't compromise a standard, but here you are saying na,
Yes, that's what I was trying to say. But what gives me the right
to say
to say that? Parang it's just parang I was, parang full of myself na I thought of myself as someone who has the right to say that to whoever, like the masses. Even saying that, like collectively calling the masses out on their taste is just bad taste, and I regret doing that.
but you got away with it. We love,
Well, that's just me.
the songs you write now, like, hindi ko napakinggan, nakita ko lang yung video, the one with Itchy Worms, yung ba yun? Yung kaninang tumutugtog doon sa screen. That was being played.
Pariwara. Oh.
Ano na yung mga klase ng kantang sinusulat mo ngayon?
Well, I think I've come full circle. I grew up listening to uh, my childhood heroes were, of course, Manila Sound, OPM people. Was just recently in a parang the same room with Sina Ryan Garabia, Gary V, Martin, all those people I grew up listening to. And that's the kind of music I really dug because it was really heartfelt and no pretensions whatsoever. And they had these musicians had the noblest intentions, which is just to, entertain people and make them happy. And I thought that was the best thing for an artist to try to do. And I grew up wanting to be them. And when the Eraserheads came about, there would always come up in my songwriting that was a like homage to them, like a reference to them in my song, in the melodies, in my falsettos, which is like VST and Company, Boyfriend. The rock and roll part was taken directly from Juan de la Cruz. The harmonies were definitely from Apple. So I'm going back to that time in my life now where everything just flows naturally. It's not as hard. I'm not saying that I was trying too hard with my previous like Pupil, because I also love, of course, modern rock, and that was what Pupil was about. I love new wave, grunge, but yun nga, parang singing in that style and writing in that style, soul music, just comes so naturally to me. And that's what I'm doing now with the part.
Do you get overwhelmed when the younger artists turn to you and they're just so sure that you have all the answers about OPM, about progress in OPM, making progress in OPM?
Well, I haven't really met any artist.
Na ganun?
Well, I try to. You can spot them naman from a mile away if they put you in that position where you have to parang meet their expectations. Yeah, I try to stay away from those people because you don't really learn anything from that, and I can't give them anything. They will always be disappointed with whatever I say. I could be honest and tell them, hey, I'm still learning. I don't know half of what I'm doing still. But I can't tell them that, so I just stay away. But I know when an artist comes up to me, a young artist, and just sincerely just will say, hey, you were a big influence on my life, and that's it. It stops there. They don't treat you anything else, but just another person, which is the way I always want to be treated. Kumbaga, they don't act weird. Nobody knows how to act around people who act weird.
Right. For a time, a lot of people acted weird around you.
Oh yes.
Diba?
That's the problem. That was the problem, and kind of still is. And I meet people who just can't help themselves, I guess. I know naman the feeling. I still am starstruck by my idols, but I'm very much aware that also they don't want to be treated that way. They want to have like a true connection, an exchange, whatever ideas, and not put them in that place where you're just looking at them. So that's not. Nobody wants that. Nobody is is comfortable.
Kanina nga sinasabi sa akin na nahilig ka daw sa pag babike. You're part of this group na sumasakay ng motor.
Yeah.
Then I was thinking when I heard about it, because that allows him the freedom without being recognized because of the helmet. Or am I overanalyzing
No,
that?
that's
Yun ba yun?
exactly a big part of it. Yeah. I can be no one. Just, yeah, I can be free, basically.
I see. Okay. And kanina na-mention din dito about yung interest mo sa plaka. Ilan ang collection mo? Kailan nagsimula ito?
Well, I wouldn't call myself a vinyl head kasi pag sinabi mong vinyl head, you would have to be very knowledgeable about a lot of archaic stuff about sound, quality, the gear. Two of our partners in offshore like that. They're audiophiles. They're members of audiophile groups.
Nice.
But I'm not like that. I don't think I ever will be because I don't approach music like that. I just listen to music and parang when I like it, I like it. It doesn't matter to me if it comes from... Well, of course, I'm not gonna listen to like, something on the phone. But ibang level yung mga yun. So, my collection is very, very modest. I just started like a few years ago. My friend and partner Derek, like collection of over literally thousands of records.
Three more questions. First, will we ever see or hear you on a show like The Voice or The Clash?
What's the Clash?
You know, it's a reality singing contest where you sit there as judge, mentoring young people, telling them this is right, this is wrong. You do
Okay,
more of this.
I will be honest. I won't do something like that because it's just not me. I'm uncomfortable in situations like that. But I will do it if the price is right.
Well, thank you. Talaga. Second to last question. Alam mo kanina pa, even sa past interviews natin, you've always downplayed the stature you have. Whether a solo artist or part of that group. Ganun ba? Was there a time na you really wanted to completely get away from that?
Completely.
Get away from that, to forget about that part of your life because it was just so huge. Or nagkaroon ba ng point na gano'n?
Yeah, I mean, it's not, no one wants to lose control of his life. And at that point, I had no control whatsoever. So yeah, and sad to say, it didn't end well. It was a very bad experience. But of course, I'm over that. I reconciled a lot of things about my past. But yeah, I don't miss it.
You don't
miss it.
Okay, my last question, what's ahead na pwedeng abangan sa'yo? Aside of course sa mga kanta, do you have a regular gig? Do you plan to tour? Do you, I don't know, make a movie?
You mentioned everything. Yeah.
So lahat yon?
Yeah.
Those are all in the...
All in the works. Yeah.
Even the movie?
Yeah.
Of about... Can you
Well,
share some
I've
details about that?
I've written some scripts and some of them are in development. So hopefully they'll push through. I'm just waiting.
And a full album? Do you still believe in full albums? Or single-single ka na lang din?
We just released the full album.
But I mean, yung ikaw lang mismo.
Solo.
Oo, solo.
Yeah, like I was saying kanina, I don't ever see myself as a solo artist. It's not for me. I would rather be in a band because somehow I'm still insecure about my capabilities. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I regret forming a band with someone and sharing control. Nasa time na parang inisip ko, sana I just did this on my own. But most of the time it works because I'm a collaborative person and mas marami akong ideas when I throw them around with someone else. So, yeah, I would never be in solo. Unless it's like live. I can play solo live.
Salamat. Photo na lang please.